Shalom, call along Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, and to you Akrims, you women that are learning this truth. You're watching the videos, and you're establishing your relationship with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and you're looking for a righteous male covering that you can connect with, that you may thoroughly and be under a righteous spiritual vibration directly. Shalom. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother Mashaba here in the city of Detroit. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Okay. And I thought today's lesson would be appropriate on taking vengeance and such of that nature, because there are a lot of times when we see different things going on in our lives that we want to take vengeance upon these fools. Yahweh or Yahweh Shai is going to do that. Just remember this. The majority of the people that you're interacting with, whether it be family, friends, neighbors, the co-workers, the general public, so forth, the majority of them that you see are all gonna be slaughtered. That's it. They're gonna be slaughtered, right? Just keep that in mind. Remember that. So we're gonna go on off into this lesson. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. And it reads, "And thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen." And whose shame? Whose nakedness? Well, Esau is Edom, the heathens, and the two-thirds. Their nakedness, okay, is or shall be uncovered. Many of it, their nakedness is being uncovered now. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, so as iron rusts, so does their ways. We see and understand the different things that they're doing. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know exactly what to do. We know that Yahweh Shai is fighting for us. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. Let no weapon formed against us prosper. For any and every tongue that rises against us in judgment thou shalt condemn. We know this. We understand that we don't just believe this. We know this. We know that as we hew down the enemy with these words, Yahweh Shai is using these words to hew down the enemy. Okay, cut our enemy down. Shut down their strongholds. Taking away from them their joy, their hope, their wealth, their comfort, their stabilities are all being taken away from them. Their confidence is all being taken away from them. And their proud look of arrogancies and all these upon their faces is all being taken away from them. This is the month of November, where a lot of people's food stamps is just simply not going to be issued out. So they're not going to have any food. They're mad already. Okay? Already. Okay? So that's what that is on top of that. On top of that. Okay? Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. Okay? The Lord shall take vengeance. Okay? For us. Remember, he's fighting for us. Yahweh said, touch not my anointed and do my elect no harm. Okay? He meant that. He's fighting for us. I will not meet thee as a man. Yahweh Shai makes it clear. He's not going to meet thee as a man. He's not going to come and be the little simpleton that they're hoping that Yahweh Shai will be. But no, he's coming as an angelical force. Okay? A strong, straight-up angelical force to be reckoned with. Okay? And he says, Luke chapter 12, verse 49. He said, I come not to bring peace, but but fire. But what would I should if it already be kindled? He's coming to do and to bring forth devastation. He means what he says, and he's going to give us some might and strength too. You know, uh, 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 uh some of us are going to have spiritual swords that we're going to be unleashing. You know, Isaiah chapter 59 verse 19. He's going to use. He's going to lift up a standard, a spiritual force inside of us that we're going to use. You know, having our spiritual powers, energies. Psalm chapter 110 verse 3. In the day of thy power, that thy people shall be willing. Okay, many of us is going to receive our powers, our energies, and many of our naysayers, our enemies, they're going to be stricken down by just seeing the mighty force that Yahweh Shai has placed within inside of us to do the things that we're going to be doing. It's going to be amazing. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. Okay. The mighty things that we're going to be doing. Henceforth, he said, thus said the Lord, the mighty thing that he's going to have it already. Remember, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh has written this movie. We're just playing our part. 1 Corinthians chapter 30, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. You see, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. See, so we're just going back into our lot. It's our slot, as we supposed to, you know, as servants of Yahweh Shai. Okay. Now this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations. You need see all these nations that have taken counsel against us. You see, that have taken the time to make it their thing, to set up a system, systematically strip us of our name, our wealth, our history, our inheritance, our Lord, our God, our women, our children, everything, our technology, our knowledge, everything we were taken away from us. But the Lord is faithful, and the Lord made sure that we remember, coming to a time when we will remember who we are by remembering who the name of Yahweh Shai. That's how I came into this truth. Yahweh had me to remember what? His name. Had me to start seeking the name of Yahweh Shai. And that's how I came back into remembrance of this truth. I didn't know anything about no camps. You know, it was back in 2000, coming out of 2013, going into 2014 when I was awakened. Okay. So, and hearken, ye people. Right, listen up, whether you hear or forbear. You're going to come into the understanding of what Yahweh Shai is talking about through his men. We are the voice, the servants, the saints, the prophets, and the battle axes of Yahweh Shai. The people shall come looking for us, seeking and wondering and wishing to know who those men were, those prophets of the Lord. Okay, when the time comes, when there is a famine of the word, Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Okay, the time is coming. Okay, when we shall no more be within the highways and the byways, bringing forth this truth. You see, all Yahweh Shai would have done gathered from those places all that he who have set forth to gather. You see, ye people, let the earth hear. Right, let the earth hear. All over the place, in the highways and the byways, and in all that is therein. Okay, the world. Okay, the truth. Let them hear the truth. Let them come to know who Yahweh Shai. Hear the words of the Lord, and that it be ring out truth in this world, the truth of Yahweh Shai. So when the Lord comes, shall he find faith? Yes, in his men and his brothers and sisters, okay, that are in this truth as well, following behind us brothers, that we are making a way, okay, that Yahweh Shai has made a way for us. You see? The world and all things that come forth of it. You see? The time is coming. You see, the time is coming. Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. You see? All nations. Because all nations is what took counsel against us to try to remove us as a people, as a nation from the entire world. Okay, and they succeeded in getting the 2/3 of our people, but us elect, no. Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai, Matthew chapter 24, he has shortened the days so that us elect would not be taken up in all this melee, that we would recognize what's going on and seek ye the Lord and stay on this righteous path. Fire on one side, water on the other. We stay steadfast, and Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai, is hardened our foreheads harder than theirs. So that way we cannot be gamesayed, and we cannot easily be toppled over. You see, we are rooted like a tree, and by the rivers of waters of this everlasting truth that we drink from. Okay, that we are and solidified in this truth, in this word, having within us our inward parts the words of Yahweh, what Yahweh Shai. As we speak, we doing this foolish thing called preaching, as we bring forth and hollow out, okay, like a trumpet, making it clear to the hopeful elects to awaken them of their sleep and slumber, okay, that we come together as one with Yahweh Shai up in the clouds, okay, and his fury upon all the armies, he had utterly destroyed them. You see, Yahweh or Yahweh Shai has already destroyed them in the spiritual. It is all playing out in the physical, and we all playing our part. We're all doing our part and being as one, as we supposed to be. Okay, and we maintaining this truth, and as we do so, we stand as one. Okay, he had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. You see. You see? And remember, Yahweh Shah said, all those who hate me love death. Flat out. Flat out. You understand? There's no middle ground on that. Flat out. Okay? So what you gonna do on that? See, all those who choose to not serve him, they choose to not call upon his name, they choose to not do the right thing, they choose to go in the wrong path, okay, with the wrong understanding. Those other camps, hey man, they are so whacked out. But again, all those that are a part of those things, they are set to be a part of those things. Yahweh Shai has allowed different alterations within the scriptures by Esau Edom, so that there would be stumbling blocks within the word, within the truth woven in, only for the wicked to be stumbled. But the righteous shall be led by the truth of the word, that we be saved, that we hear and this spiritual music and rhythm, and that we will come and follow who? Yahweh Shai. You see? And he know us. We are his sheep. And we follow him. You see? He called us by name. Okay? Yahweh Shai. Okay, this verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out. You see? The time is coming. And you're going to see dead bodies all over here and there. Wait, if they decide to shut America down, collapse everything, come this winter, starting January, then automatically it's going to be a lot of dead corpses and rotting bodies that's going to be smelling. And come this spring, it won't be roses and flowers. No, it's going to be people's bodies. That's all. That's going to be stenching and smelling. You'll see. Now, and their stink, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. You see? You see? And it's gonna be machines going around picking up bodies. They got that DAPA 4 machine, biological machine to go around they'll be eating up rotten flesh. That's gonna be a robotic android thing, flesh eating robotic thing going around, eating up, gobbling up flesh, dead corpses. It's gonna be a trip. It's going to get its energy from that. So it's looking for somebody to dry, and it's got the weaponry to kill people, to make sure that they are unalived, so that they be dead, once it consumes it. You see, these are horrifying times that's coming in. You see, and people are going to find out that Esau is Edom, the destroying mountain, is what has made all of this prevalent. But ultimately, it is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, it is Yahweh who made the ultimate decision overall. You see, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. You see, you see, you see. So America shall be known as Blood City. You see, Blood City. You see, when the time comes, when all this blood that has been shedded be shedded back onto Esau is Edom. When the time comes, you see. And so we're gonna read a few more of these, and we're gonna close it out. This is verse 4 of Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. And all the one moment, please. Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Now, this is verse 34. See, yeah, maintain now. Just gonna maintain being in this word, being studied in this word, doing as Yahweh Shai saying, occupy ourselves in the word until He return. Okay. Now this is our verse 4. Okay, of Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. And this verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved when the time comes, when those nuclear ICBMs come raining down. It's going to be a dark day when all those bombs, we talking about all those many ICBMs come raining down, the archers firing their arrows from the ends of the earth, coming and just turning America into a lake of fire. It is going to be a devastating sight when all the nations shall stand off from afar and see America burning. That's just how much smoke, for to come across the oceans for the people to see. It's going to be a devastating thing. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. You see, as those mushroom clouds unfold in the heavens, and people shall see these things. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine. Watch when they see these different things coming down, raining down. Right now, people talking about Yellowstone Park and how the animals, all the animals, even the pumas, mountain lions, and bears, and deers, and all, they're leaving out, walking out at the same time in a single line, all with their kind, walking out of Yellowstone Park, just leaving out, just like that, just moving on out, because they sense danger. When animals move on, they say this is unprecedented to see all those animals. Remember when all the bison started leaving out? Now all the other animals, even the birds, are flying out. Even the bugs are even flying out of Yellowstone Park right now. So some devastating things are about to happen. Yellowstone might erupt all of a sudden, and then come raining down a whole bunch of ash on top of everything and everybody. You know, it's just gonna be a hell. It's just gonna be a hell. And what can the people do? Well, we know to rely on Yahweh Shai. That's all we can do. We can't do anything else. You see. We can't do anything else. And all their hosts shall fall down, and as a leaf fallen off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. You see? So America's going down. Idumea is falling. This verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. I'm talking about those ICBMs, missiles. As they go up and come raining down. Just like that. Just like that. Come raining down on Idumea. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Talking about America. And upon the people of my curse. Talking about the Edomites, the so-called white people. It's going to be a devastating thing, you see. And Yahweh's going to make sure that we, his hopeful elects, are going to be in the right place at the right time to receive the protection, the deliverance, all that is needed, so that we're not caught up directly in the same calamities as these two-thirds heathens and Edomites. You see, we pray that we are spared from these things, because we're leaning on and calling upon Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, to save us. Okay. Psalm chapter 119, verse 94. For I am yours. Save me, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. For I have kept thy precepts. You see, it is the word that we have kept. You see, and we're looking forward to Psalm chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, surprise him, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You see, we're looking for that protection of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai to help us make it through all this hardship and bad things that's going to come upon all those. Remember, like I said from the beginning, many of those that you see around you has got all that arrogance and pride and all these different things on their faces. They think so highly of themselves and so little lowly of you. Remember, they're going to wish that they would have learned this truth and would have gotten this word written within their inward parts, that they would have spoken and kept speaking it and let it resonate within the temples of their bodies, okay, within the bowels of their bodies, okay, all throughout every fiber of their being, okay. They wish they would have gotten this truth, okay. And so, as we have done, made this sacrifice, okay, unto Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, okay. And so, as we have done so, so shall it have. It has been written for us to do so that way we'd be saved, okay. And upon the people of my curse to do judgment, okay. They got judgment to look forward to, flat out, all out. This verse 6, the sword of the Lord is, and that's in all caps, is filled with the blood. With blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats. You see? Lambs and goats. Remember, Yahweh Shai is coming to separate the lambs from the goats. You see? Right here, Yahweh made it clear it's filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats. You see? Lambs and goats. So what did that tell you? Okay. We shall be scarcely saved. Of lambs and goats, we shall be scarcely saved. Of lambs and goats. Okay? Of them both. And with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. You see? For the Lord had a sacrifice in Basra. Talking about America. That's what time it is. Okay, talking about America. Okay, Idumea, Nineveh, you see? Basra, okay, Babylon, okay, a spiritual Syria, spiritual Egypt, okay, spiritual Asia, okay, all these, okay, for real. That's what it is. That's what it is. A great sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. That's right here. America. You see, flat out, flat out. We got. I'd like to take the time to remind you to press the like button, and that helps out for the algorithms of the YouTube channel. And if you would please press the subscription button and the notification bell. That way, you will receive special notification alerts each time that I release a new video for your spiritual edification. So that way, as always, as a shepherd of the Lord, you will be receiving edification to help bring forth your soul into the proper place it need to be with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Okay, as we stay tuned for this word. Let's get back into this word. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 7. And the unicorns shall come down with them. You see, it's time for the internet to be shut down. The strong winds are roaring now, are blowing strong, setting off my alarms and all these different things. As of right now, as all our alarms are being set off. For these are the winds of uncertainty, the cold winds of what's to come, of the different hardships and different evil times. These cold winds are blowing now. And many of us that are in the spirit, we can feel these winds. We can see what's going on. We can see the wrestling of the different hardships of the peoples that's rising up like leaves upon the lawn, upon the lawns of their lives. You see, it's about to be so many different cold nights for the seniors, for the women with children, and for the children. You know, many nights they're not going to have no food, no water. They're going to be cold, no cover, no anything. They're going to have to curl up on the floor. You see, it's going about to be because their parents are on drugs. Now, right now, the food stamps been cut out. Okay, they've been cut out for November. A lot of parents that was getting food stamps, mother or and father, and they was getting the food stamps, and they was selling the food stamps to get monies. Okay, if they was on dope, and they used to getting their food stamps and selling the food stamps, okay, to buy some more dope, as well as buy some more food, as well as pay for whatever debt or credit that they had already got. If they was got that credit at the beginning of October, before all this talk about food stamps being shut off in November, then toward the end of November, toward the beginning of November, now they talking about, okay, no food stamps. Now they can't pay that credit debt or whatever dope monies that they had got. So what this means? This means a lot of dope dealers is going to be mad and upset at their customers. They can't pay. They can't pay because they was using that money. They was counting on that money for cashing in them food stamps. They can't cash them in now. And a lot of store proprietors can't get that money's food stamp dollars, okay, to buy their products. So a lot of stores is going to have a lot of food that they're going to hike the prices up or throw away, okay, which is going to make it really good for the different commodities collectors, okay, around by the garbage bin that's going to wind up getting a lot of good food. Throw it away. That would normally be thrown away. Those people would be able to get that food free. Okay, so it's going to work out one way or the other. Okay, okay, or the other for a lot of people, one way or another. Okay, for some, but because I've seen with my own eyes, mothers drive up in their cars to a dumpster and get out, and she get out and search the dumpster, uh, 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 for some hot ready pizzas behind the fast food restaurants. I've seen it with my own eyes. So I know this is what people do. This is what people do and will do. And is doing now for sure. But this is the 4th, November 4th. And food stamps are off right now for a lot of people. Flat out. Okay, flat out. So this verse 7, and the unicorns, okay, I already read that. And so, okay, okay. And the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood. Okay, because the time is coming when a lot of people that were dependent upon the system, as the system is collapsing, these food stamps are going to find themselves where they're going to be hungry. And a lot of this is going to cause a lot of people's attitudes going to erupt. People are going to be edgy. They're going to be pissed off. They're going to be mad. They're going to be upset. They're going to be willing to do their neighbors wrong. In apartment building and hotel settings right now, people are gonna be doing each other wrong. Neighbors against neighbors. They're gonna be hogging all the food from each other and hiding what they got and not telling and not saying nothing. People's alarms are gonna be going off, but people are gonna try and break in their houses and trying to get their food silently, not aware of the alarms that's gonna trigger off, and it's gonna mess up their whole ability to get their neighbors, and different things. A lot of people going in the stores, convenience stores, gas stations, grocery stores, and they stealing food. They putting food inside the baby buggy. Yeah, the baby buggy, right up under the baby, packs of meat that they stealing and walking out of the store with. Okay, this is a hard time for security. Security know doggone well they can see people got a bulge in their clothes and their coat. They got some food that they stealing and walking out of the store with. Security is know not to say anything because you can't call the police on everybody. You see, because there are times when security will step outside the store at the end of the day. It was time to go and get robbed because he or she called the police on somebody that was somebody else's family member. They got mad and they waited on security to come outside. It's gonna be some trying times for people right now because of lack of food, of lack of bread. You see, all these things happening, all these things going down, and their dust made fat with fatness. These are the things that's going on. Okay, because they're set in such dumbness, they're not willing to listen. They're only getting dumber and stooping even deeper into the stewing of their dumber, the dumb pot. They're sitting on the dumb pot. They ain't trying to take a shit. You know what I'm saying? They just sitting there on the stoop and not doing anything, okay? But dwelling inside their own mess because they're not used to everything that finally Esau is Edom is showing them that he don't need them anymore. He don't need these black Latino, North American Indian women anymore. So he dumping them off, dropping them off like an ancient. Okay, and so they just sitting in dumbness. This verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. You see, that's what the people is facing. Remember, Yahweh, he speaks in judgment. The time is coming. Has come. It is over. A lot of these women are being taken through Isaiah chapter 3, where Yahweh is stripping from them all that they have. Everything. Okay? Making the value of us men go up. For Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. Okay? You see, only thing we got to do is hold on, hold strong. For I shall make a man more precious than the gold wedges of a fire. Okay? The time has come. Our value is going up. Okay? For real. You see, flat out. To each man. Okay? And the year of recompenses for the controversies of Zion. You see, these women, their controversies that they used to levy out. They ain't so strong and talking all that mess as much as they was at first now, huh? Because they ain't got their food stamps, right? They ain't got their jobs. They ain't got the mighty young men of war. All these things have been taken away from them. Their car, okay, been repoed. Their children are hungry. They can't go get their hair done, their nails done. They ain't got the money. The EBT is no longer working for them. The vintage shall fail them. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9 is kicking in for a lot of these women. They don't understand. The gathering shall fail them, shall not come. Okay? This is that time. And so a lot of sugar daddies ain't got no money for them. All right? So whether they like it or not, welcome to the new world. Okay, and it's only going to get worse for a lot of these women. And see, for a lot of these women, the time is coming. So we're going to go ahead and close it out. Okay, Lord's will that you were edified by the day's lesson, motivated, and I pray that you either motivated or inspired, or I pray that you were provoked to do better, that you would put together some precepts, that you will put together edifying video to feed the sheep. Remember, as good shepherds of the Lord, as always, our job is to feed the sheep. So we can go ahead and close it out. We'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostle and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful election. And to you Aquims, you women that's watching the videos, you're learning this truth, you're establishing your relationship with Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and you're seeking for a righteous male covering that you may connect with, that you may come up under his righteous spiritual vibration. Okay? And so we say unto you all, Shalom and the water for watching today's lesson. Shalom to the hope of the legs.